this is going to be a year where I think there's going to be somebody that's in this group that ends up ultimately not living up to the hype. And so that's why, I have a little trepidation about BYU and everything working out. That's just where I feel.
So do I. To me, and Tia, you can tell me your thoughts on this because I know you like AJ as much as I do. But my question is,
to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in how he played U19s. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was too. And my biggest question with them is they might have a top 5 point guard in America in Robert Wright. I think the kid's an absolute stud. You bring back Richie Saunders, who was the star of last year's team, right? And now you bring in AJ DeBonsa, who wants to be at a place where he is the number one guy and the go-to guy and the focal point of what you do. That's just kind of how he's wired. That's how he wants to play. That's how Ace wants him to play. That's part of the reason why he's going to BYU. And my biggest question is going to be how all of that fits together and whether or not you have enough winners on that roster, if that makes sense. Guys that are going to go out there and try to find a way to do what needs to be done to be able to win basketball games as opposed to put up good numbers, if that makes sense. And I trust KY. I think Kevin Young is a very, very, very good coach, and he is a guy with NBA experience. He's dealt with egos before and trying to manage that, but doing it at the college levels is it. I'm not saying he can't do it, but to me, that is what you have to figure out if you are the BYU. Like, how is this all going to work? How is it all going to come together?
Yeah, it's a big question. I think a lot of these questions get answered with a really good point guard. I think that helps. Because everybody's going to be like, give it to Robert Wright. We'll just figure it out after that. We'll see. I do think there's a certain level of maturity to AJ's game to where it's like, if all else fails, I'm not going to force the issue. I'm just going to continue to pump fake my way out of jail, which is whenever he gets stuck in the paint and there's nothing there, he just sits there and ball fakes for 12 times until somebody finally jumps. They're going to be really talented. I think Kevin Young be interested to see how they do. Adding a really good seasoned point guard just fixes a whole lot of issues at the college level. So, and then throw in all that talent. They're going to be really good. What's up, John?
What fascinates me is one with the DeBansa thing. You know, here's a guy who goes on First Take with his father, and it's a huge show, and he commits to BYU. Look, if this works, it's a fascinating story because one, BYU's got a lot of money, right? And they're showing that with the roster that they've built up. And the fact that, oh, by the way, they went to the Sweet 16 last year and played one of the most electric games of the tournament, the best offensive played game in the tournament with Alabama. Just the bucket getting was amazing in that game. But if it works out, you know, this kid's not going to go away. In December, January, February, all of a sudden, these shows, these morning talk shows, and us, we're all talking about BYU. Provo's going to have more media visitors than ever. It is a really unique story, and I hope it works out. I'm rooting for it, and I think that you're right about Coach Young having the pedigree with the NBA. He gets it. To me, you know what we cannot ignore about this top 12 that you did? I think year one was like, well, everybody's in a different place program-wise. And it'll make sense here in a second. But now in year two, the excuses and opportunities to say, well, it was year one are away. And I am talking about this web. A web that falls between Fayetteville, Arkansas, to Louisville, Kentucky, to Lexington, Kentucky. And now, this upcoming season, Rob, all three programs have a case to go to the promised land, to go that far. And I think that is super intriguing because those bases are all thinking about Louisville, not about Arkansas, but it all goes back to BBM. They're all thinking about who's got the leg up. And all three teams have intriguing talent and have the makeup to go far. That fascinates me, the dynamic between Louisville, Kentucky with Jalen Lowe, who I like quite a bit, and Arkansas.